Hello Magic fans, I'm Beef and welcome back to another standard gameplay video, and today we are having a look at Mono Black Control with a number of new cards from Avatar The Last Airbender. And also I say this is set up to look at some of his new cards, not necessarily the most competitive, so feel free to change things as you were or suggest any additions with the deck. So the new cards, let's start at the top end. Ko the Face Stealer, a 6 mana 6/6. And when he enters, we exile up to one other target creature. Now, obviously, it could be our creature, and we might want to do that, and we'll get to that in a second. It says whenever another non-target creature dies, we may exile it. And we can pay 1 life to choose a creature card exiled with Ko, and Ko has all the activated and triggered abilities of the last chosen card. So, obviously, ideally, we want to exile a card an opponent controls, and then turn Ko into a pseudo copy of it, giving him all activated and triggered abilities. However, we might, on rare occasions, want to exile maybe our own Preacher of a Schism or Energy Acolyte. If, for example, they can't get in with good attacks, we might be able to get in with a better attack with Ko. So just bear that in mind. Then in the 2-drop slot, we have Azula Always Lies, which you have seen in Brawl, but it's a 2-mana instant. Pardon me. We can choose one or both. Target creature gets -1/-1 to the end of turn and put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. I think this is really, really good, especially for a common 2-mana instant, and you can use this shout to removal to remove the next one, or it's best used for just a complete blowout in combat. You attack or your opponent attacks, they block or you block, and you give their creature -1/-1, and you put a +1/+1 counter on your creature, just completely blowing them out. It's even better if, for example, just the counter on a creature would give you a favourable block or attack, and then you can do that and then maybe kill another X1 that they have. So that is just really, really good value. Then we have 2 copies of Ozai's Cruelty. Only 2 of these because he doesn't add to the board. 3 mana lesson, sorcery. It deals 2 damage to target player. That player discards 2 cards. So pretty good. And then 2 copies of the Fire Nation Drill, a legendary vehicle, 4 mana, 6/3 with trample. When it enters, we may tap it. When you do, destroy target creature with power 4 or less. And you can pay 1. Your opponent's control lose hexproof and indestructible till end of turn. It doesn't turn off ward, so just be wary of that. And also, that destroy is not a may. So if you are an idiot like I was in a game, which I'm not putting in the video, and your opponent has a creature with power 5 or more, and you have a creature with power 4 or less, you play the Fire Nation Drill, you tap it, and you can't take out your opponent's creature, but you can take out your own. It will take out your own. So just be careful of that. And it does have crew too, so it's reasonably easy to crew. And then rounding out the deck with old cards, 4 copies of Cecil, which is a great 1-drop, 4 copies of Tragic Trajectory. I did say on one of the videos I might take out a couple of these for Stab, because I think Stab's instant speed. Yeah, it is. And while you don't get the Void upside, you do get the ability to obviously take something down at instant speed. Then Deep Cavern Bat, because it's so powerful. Shoot the Sheriff, 3 Terminus's Return, act as a mana rock, and because of Ko, we obviously do want some ramp. 4 Preacher of the Schisms and 3 Energy Acolytes, and a mana base, 22 Swamps and 2 Realm of Kos, which we can pay for and tap it to create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token. This creature can't block or be blocked by non-spirit creatures. I originally did have 1 copy of Cat Gator in the deck from the new set, which is a 7 mana 3/2 with lifelink, and when it enters, it deals damage equal to the number of swamps we control to any target. And because it has lifelink, we will gain that life back, which in a mono black deck is really, really powerful. However, 7 mana is just, games very rarely last that long, and when you need it, and obviously in mono black, we only have 1 ramp, Terminus Return. You could play things like Greedy Freebooter for treasure and other things, but no, I think it was just a bit too slow. So yeah, a control deck's always fun, maybe not be the right word, and obviously struggles against non-creature decks, but very powerful against creature decks. I think you could go down a land as well, because apart from Ko, everything else isn't massively expensive. But I think if you go down to 23, sometimes you get stuck on 2 lands, whereas when you're on 24, sometimes you flood out. So, but that is magic. So, really hope you like the deck. If you do, please remember to like and subscribe. I'll give a shout out to my patrons, Arcadius, Mihal, Thomas, and Adrian. Thank you much for your support. Thank you everyone else for your support, and I'll see you all in the gameplay. Well, lots of removal. I might replace a couple of these with stab. So I think that's instant speed. Well, not being able to kill it with tragic trajectory is kind of annoying. Let's get down a preacher. They did miss a land drop. Oh, they missed another land drop. No. So we are just shut up delirium by the looks of it. We get both triggers. And we do hit a land drop. They have something. Fair enough. We create a 2-2. There's another beastie. Do you have another overprotect? They do. We're down to 7. But we will tap you, kill you. Kill you. Swing in. Gain 4. We do lose a life. And we do have a blocker. What do they have? A breakout. Do you find the Badgermole cub? Ah, keen-eyed curator. And to say its name. We'll block you. We will steal the curator. And we will hold back Co on defense. We won't get in with the Fire Nation drill. But we get a 2-2 as well. I have an Esper Origins. I think next turn we probably just double Deep Cavern Bat. They do not attack. Let's crew you. Let's get in with you. We do get to draw still. Yep. Sure, doesn't make a difference. Let us take out Esper. Let us get down a Preacher. And let us see what they have in hand. I think we just take your drag to the roots. So what do we have? Let's activate this for funsies. We'll take the Curator. We've got a good game. And we create another 2/2. So now he can exile cards from graveyards, which we would, because it's only trigger and activate abilities. It doesn't have static abilities, so we wouldn't get +4/+4, which is a shame, but a good way to get rid of things in their graveyard. And in fact, even some things in ours, if we had a Elegy Acolyte down there, we could have we could have exiled our Preacher and turned Ko into 1 and get that trigger again. We go first. Pretty good hand. Swamp turn 1 and Cecil. We have some removal. Turn 2. We need to draw some more action. But let's see what we're up against. Golgari. Let us swing in. We do have a 3 mana play now with Azari's Cruelty. Well, we could just kill that, but I think let's get into there. Well, let's attack and see what they do. I think we take that out. Then otherwise I could play a creature attack and sack it to draw a card. Yeah, and that's why. We'll swing in. I imagine they... Why don't you block? Yeah, why would you not block? Very, very strange. Well, okay. And there's a Preacher. Let's swing in. I am... Yeah, there we go. Give them -1 and -0. Buff our Cecil. And we can play out a Preacher. Well, we'll tap you, destroy your Wardens, trajectory your Snuffletrout, swing in. I imagine they do block. I don't know why they did not block earlier. The point is you want it to die. They do know the point of Infernal Vessel, right? Evidently not. yeah, you want the vessel to die, so it comes back as a demon. Let's just... Did it come back tapped? No, let's just kill the thespian. We'll put a counter on our dude. And that way we can turn on the Fire Nation drill. Well, crew it, I mean. With our little vampire. And swing in. If you play an Infernal Vessel, you want to block with it or attack with it so that it dies, so it comes back as a 4/3 demon. You don't just sit on it with and not block on defense. Opponent goes first. Turn 1 Cecil's always pretty good. They have a burst lightning. Or a shock. Could be one of the two. Fabled Passage in a red deck. Well, let's swing in. And we'll play out our Terminus. They still have, I think, that shock or that burst lightning. Well, I think let's get it out of their hand then. I mean, I'm playing. Well, we'll take the burst lightning because they can just get it back. Yeah, our opponent's not particularly happy, are they? Yes, because that's really what's important. Now, obviously, we know they have a burst lightning. But we have another one. And now we have a 6/6 lifelinker. And if we draw a land, we can play Co. No, we don't draw a land. Well, we can kill you. Don't need to worry about Azula. And they scoop. We go first. Pretty good hand. Turn 1 Cecil. Turn 2 removal potentially. What does our opponent like? Turn 1 Cecil. Let's do this now because I don't want them to have the chance to block. Next turn we can Preacher. A buff bird. You know what? Let's see if they block. I can't imagine they do. If they do, happy days, you play out the Preacher. But we will take out a Chocobo. Now what do they have? I'm starting to feel a bit sorry for them. What do they have in hand? Right, it's a True Puff. They can't cast that. They can cast that. And they can cast that as well. But just in case they draw a protection spell, we will take you out. Right, it's True Puff. All the birds. I mean, I don't know why you're cracking it. You wait till you have a creature on the battlefield. And let's play our Preacher. All the birds. It's impossible. Impossible. Sorry, that's my impression of... I actually can't remember what they're called. Yeah, my mind's gone blank what the people who ride the shoe puffs are called. And that's just lethal. And we get a draw. And there's a co. Still haven't cast. We go first. Well, with an interesting hand. We do need more action. We do have interaction. Deep Cavern and AZULA Always Lies. Does our opponent want to play? Maybe. Right, there we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get down Terminus to return then, because then we can get down the Acolyte next turn. Deep Cavern Bat against a single mountain. Are they graveyard? Then being able to do 4 with 2 mana is not impossible, but well, there's another fear of missing out. What are you discarding this time? You discard a Keen-Eyed Curator. Well, I think we swing in. They can double block, but obviously we can. Azula always lies. Do you take a block? They do not. So we get a draw. Great, more lands. Wow, okay. We'll take one of your Roboroids. Yep. We could really do with some removal. Well, this works. It is a bit of a shame. It takes 2 cards to do. And we do have additional removal and a robot. So if we have another Roboroid, we can shoot the Sheriff. What do they pitch? Another Tersa and a land. Great. Badger Mole Cub. How do they attack? We will Azula Always Lies. Do both. -1, -1. Actually, no. I don't really care about the robot. So you can get -1, -1. They do get it back, but... And they get an additional scry. So what is the last card in their hand? It is a land. We'll swing him. Kill you. We get a draw and we will create a robot. There's a keen-eyed curator. Is that from our graveyard? Yeah, we don't have anything in our graveyard yet. They are trying to get that grow up to a 7/7, obviously. I'm going to try and do it now as well. Or they're just taking all our sorcerers. Instants, even. Well, again, let's swing in. I think they knew that was coming. Our opponent goes first. Life gain. At least we have plenty of removal. Great. We'll take the Pride Mate. Having a Day of Judgment in a life gain deck is unusual. Let's attack in. We will take out their Pride Mate. I don't foresee them Day of Judgment in quite yet. Oh, is it life gain cats? We're down to 14, they're up to 24. Let us get down the Fire Nation drill. And we will tap it and we'll kill the Sanctifier. Wow. Let's swing in. Let's do both. Oh, no. No. We want to do both. Kill you and put a +1/+1 counter on our bat. And let's take their Day of Judgment. Fantastic. Well, we need more removal. Let's get down our Preacher. They probably just take this. So that puts them at 20. We're down to 8. Let's crew. Let's swing in. We'll play out another Fire Nation drill. We'll keep the new one. Kill the Pride Mate. At least that's not too bad. We are down to 7. Let's crew. Do they block? Yep. See, trample, still pretty good. And we have a 1/1 on defense. That's annoying. We will do that. Well, let us attack with you two. Do you block? What do you do? I mean, you don't have any cards in hand, so I'm not sure why you're mousing over everything. You just find a land. Well, let's do the same thing. They're down to 4. Let's kill their Sanctifier. There's a Cosmogrand. I get to draw. AZULA Always Lies. Well, oh, actually, of course we can just do this, can't we? Duh. There we go. Job done.